Hello students. Now we are going to discuss the 7th chapter of the 10th standard students, chemical coordination in the plants. We are going to discuss about it. Now we will start with the topic, what are plant hormones? In the human body also the hormones are present, the chemical messengers that are responsible for the growth and other activities of the human. Like that in the plants also the hormones are present, and that hormones are responsible for the growth and other activities of the plants. In the plants, the moment you are seeing bending of the plants, twisting, elongation, and the other activities we are seeing in the plants, like in the sunflower is turning its face toward the sunlight, so that are due to the hormones. That moments the plants are showing due to the stimulus means the environment of an organism, and the responses, the activities they are showing, that are known as the responses toward that stimulus, that stimuli. Now what is the difference in the movement of the plants and in the animals? In the animals the movements are for the different activities, and if we talk about the plant movements, that are due to the different modes of nutrition for synthesizing their food, etc. And so the human bodies are showing the fast movements, but the plants are showing very slow movements. There is no need of the fast movements, and that response they are showing toward the light, gravity, seasonal changes. So they are showing their movements toward that, and that movements are coordinating as well as controlled by the hormones. So that's why that are known as the, and that is the result of the chemical controls. The plants respond to the stimuli by producing chemical compounds, and that chemical compounds are known as the hormones. That hormones are known as the chemical messengers also, because that are responsible for the several works in the plants, like the animals or the human bodies. These plant hormones are responsible for the growth of the plant, for the other activities of the plants too. And the main areas of the growth in the plants are their meristems. Meristems are the areas that are just behind the tip of a shoot or root. And these meristems are sensitive to the hormones. And the hormones help to stretch the cellulose walls of the meristem cells to facilitate the divisions. So that works are performed by the hormones in the plants. So all the activities of a plant are facilitated by the hormones. First hormone, about the first hormone we are going to discuss, that is the auxins. So auxin term is a hormone. That hormones are responsible for the growth of a plant. So this is the first growth hormone of a plant that was discovered. Auxins are powerful growth stimulants because they are directly concerned with the growth of a plant. So they are powerful growth stimulants. As in the lower plants like algae, fungi also, and in the higher plants also, they are responsible for the growth. They are growing in the actively the growing region of a plant are shoot, apex, root apex, lateral meristem, etc. Now IAA, indole 3-acetic acid. It is the main natural auxin that is found in the plant, and this is very important. This question is coming in the exams too. What is the main natural auxin? So what are the functions of the auxins? Auxins promote the growth of a stem, root, and fruits by the cell elongation, because the cell elongation process takes place, and this hormone induces cell wall loosening or relaxation, and due to that the stretching takes place in the plant and the growth of a stem and root takes place. Next, auxins delay leaf sensine. Sensine means easing or falling of leaves. So this is responsible for delaying that. Auxins also promote the growth of apical buds and inhibit the growth of lateral buds. This phenomena is known as the apical dominance. Auxins induce the rooting in the cutting of some plants like rose, a plant, etc. Auxins can induce fruit formation without fertilization in the fruits like apples, tomatoes, bananas, etc. Such development of fruits without fertilization is known as a parthenography, and the fruits are known as a parthenocarpic fruits. So this is the process that takes place from the auxins only without fertilization. So the fruits are inducing. Next is the plant hormone is the gibberellins. Now gibberellins are the another kind of plant hormone. There are different kind of gibberellins. GA1, GA2, GA3, but mainly GA3 is studied in the plants. In the higher plants, gibberellins, now this is the location of the gibberellins. In the higher plants, gibberellins are mainly distributed in the meristematic regions like specs, stem apex, root apex, buds, seeds, etc. Now, what are the functions of the gibberellins? Its main function is to promote the growth of the internodes of cell elongation. Gibberellins break the seed dormancy and initiate the germination. The plants, those are not showing any kind of germination. The gibberellin hormone is breaking their dormancy and initiate the germination in that plants. They promote the fruit growth as well as are capable of inducing the parthenography. Parthenography means we have just discussed about that. You have to give me the answer about this term. What do you mean by parthenography? So they also delay the sensine aging or the falling of the leaves. Gibberellins are also widely used in the horticulture and the food industries. Horticulture. Now this term also you read in the lower classes. Horticulture and food industries. Next is the next food hormone, plant hormone is cytokinin. Now cytokinin it is the widely distributed in the plants. Cytokinin, they are produced in the root tips as well as are transported through the xylem cells, and comparatively large amounts of the cytokinins are found in the germinating seeds and developing in the fruits and embryo, etc. Functions of the cytokinins. Cytokinins stimulate plant growth by cell division as against the auxins, and gibberellins which stimulates the growth of cell elongation. They promote the cell division even in the non-meristemic tissues also. In the seeds, cytokinins cause expansion of cotyledons. They break the seed dormancy like the gibberellins and promote the germination process. They promote the chlorophyll synthesis in the chloroplast and delay the leaf sensing. They are also delaying the falling of leaves. Cytokinin inhibit the apical dominance. Now, the auxins promote apical dominance, but cytokinin inhibit the apical dominance. Next plant hormone is the ethylene. Ethylene is the only hormone which is a gas at ordinary temperature, and it is produced in the fruits and remain in the same fruit. These, unlike other hormones, in the site of synthesis and the site of action are not different. Means its a site of synthesis and site of action is same. It is that is not different. Next thing is that ethylene is produced in the higher plants and fungi. All living cells are capable of producing ethylene, but more ethylene is produced in the meristematic tissues. So this is the location where it is produced. It is produced in the meristematic tissues. Functions of the ethylene. Ethylene is responsible for the reduction in the stem elongation and acceleration of the sensine. So it is accelerating sensines as well as reducing the stem elongation. It is also helping in the ripening of fruits, initiating germinating in the peanut seeds, sprouting of potato tuber, promoting root growth and root hair formation, inducing flowering in the mangoes. So this was the main functions that ethylene is doing. Now, what do you mean by abscisic acid or ABA? It is a growth retarding hormone. Rest ones were the growth hormones. So this is the growth retarding hormone. It is found in the angiosperms, gymnosperms, pteridophytas, and some mosses also. It is found in the chloroplast of the leaves. This is the main location of the abscisic acid, chloroplast of the leaves. and as well as fruits and seeds of a plant containing highest amount of abscisic acid. What are the main functions of the abscisic acid? Abscisic acid act as a general plant growth inhibitors by slowing down the plant metabolism. It is retarding growth of a plant. So how it is doing the how it is retarding the growth of a plant? By slowing down the plant metabolism. Second thing, it inhibits the seed germination and development. It induces the seed dormancy and thereby helps seeds to withstand desiccation, means extreme dryness, and other factors unfavorable for the growth as opposed to the gibberellins. It accelerates sensine and abscission, means falling of the leaves, buds, flowers, and fruits. Abscisic acid stimulates the closure of stomata in the epidermis and increases the tolerance of the plants to the various kind of stresses. So this is also known as a stress hormone because it is stimulating the closure of the stomata as well as increasing the tolerance power of the plants. Students, read this table number 7.1. From this table, the whole plant hormones, their site of synthesis and their functions will be clear to you. Next one, we are going to discuss about the tropic movements in the plants. Tropic movements. Tropic movement is the plant movement and the plant response toward the related direction of a stimulus, that is known as a tropic movement. The direction of response of a plant is related to the direction from which the stimulus comes. Such response is known as a tropism. As I had given you the example of sunflower, is moving its face and changing its direction toward the sun, the movement of the sun. So that is a kind of tropism, movement of a plant toward stimulus. Stimulus is a sun and response is shown by the sunflower. So that are known as a tropism, and the term tropic comes from a Greek word, tropes, which means to turn, and that movements that are shown by the plant toward the stimulus are known as tropic movements. Several kind of tropic movements are there. First is known as phototropism. Now photo, as the name is depicting, phototropism means the movement toward light, source of light. The plant parts that are showing the movement toward the light, source of light, are known as positively phototropism, and those are not showing the movement toward light are known as negatively phototropism. The shoots are called as a positively phototropism and roots are known as a negatively phototropism because shoots are growing upward the soil and roots are under the soil. Now, which hormone is taking place in this movement? The auxins play important role in the phototropism movement. Next tropic movement is geotropism. Now, geo, as the name is depicting, geo means growing towards the earth gravity, and this is also known as gravitropism. And the organisms those are showing the movement or those are growing toward the gravity are known as positively geotropism, and those are growing away from the gravity are known as negatively geotropism. Roots are growing toward the gravity, so they are positive, and the shoot is growing away from the gravity, so that is known as negatively geotropism. Here is one example of a plant. They had shown you a potted plant, and in this one the plant is placed normally. That roots will be grow under the soil, means show the positive geotropism, and the shoot will show the negative geotropism. And here if you will tilt that vase too, you will observe that roots of that plant start showing or start their growth toward the earth, means they will show the movement toward the gravity, and a stem will again change its direction and it will start moving away or above that ground. upward side, so that will show the negative geotropism. Next is the hydrotropism. Hydrotropism means in response to the water or the moisture. So the plant part that grows toward the source of moisture are known as the positive hydrotropism or positively hydrotropic, and those are away are known as the negatively hydrotropic. Now the roots are growing toward the source of moisture because they are absorbing the water, so that are the positively hydrotropism, and the shoot is growing away up to the means upward side, so that are the negatively hydrotropism. Thigmotropism. Next, thigmo means in the response to touch stimulus. Here you comment me and tell me the name of a plant that is showing the thigmotropism. Okay, so thigmotropism means in response to the touch stimulus. Here one good example is the tendrils of the plants. You had seen that the tendrils are present in the vines, and that tendrils are becoming sensitive whenever we are adding some kind of stimulus. For the veins, for the movement of the veins, we are adding some support near to that, and the tendrils of that are start moving, or they are twinning around it for the sport, so they are showing the positive thigmotropism for in that sense. They are showing the positive thigmotropism. So next is chemotropism. Chemotropism is the phenomena of a growth of a plant organs in response to the chemicals. Here is the good example of the pollen grains. The pollen grains through the pollen tube are moving in the ovary, and they are fusing with the ovary of a plant. Means they are moving from the pollen tube and they are attaching with that ovary, and here they are showing one they are moving toward chemicals, so they are showing the chemical tropism. So this was the good example of the chemical tropism, as well as they had given one more example, the movement of tentacles in the Drosera toward the source of nutrition in another chemical chemotropism phenomena. Means that is another example of that. So this was the topic, this was the chapter of chemical coordination. Hope you understood. Thank you.